Did you know that Houston, the fourth largest city in the US, was almost destroyed before it even began? That this sprawling metropolis, known today for oil, NASA, and heart-pounding hurricanes, started with a real estate scam sold on paper before a single building was ever built? Today, we're diving into a city that survived everything: wars, floods, racial fires, economic collapse, and spaceflight disasters, and still kept rising. Buckle up. Because this is not just the story of a city. It's the story of human endurance. Welcome to Houston, Texas, where dreams were built on swamps and somehow survived. Imagine it's the early 1830s. The land we now know as Houston is nothing but marshland, human and untamed. Mosquitoes fill the air, sticky heat wraps around everything, and the cries of newly arrived settlers battling with unfamiliar terrain echo through the trees. Texas, at this point, wasn't even part of the United States. It was still fighting for independence from Mexico. People dreamed of new beginnings here, but many met death and disease. But then came two brothers, Augustus and John Allen. They were not soldiers or pioneers. They were land speculators from upstate New York. And in August of 1836, just months after Texas declared independence from Mexico, they saw an opportunity. They bought 6,642 acres of swampy bayou land for just $1.40 an acre. On paper? A gold mine. On foot? A muddy nightmare. And yet, they named it Houston, after General Sam Houston, the hero of the Battle of San Jacinto. It was a marketing ploy. Their dream was simple: make Houston the capital of the Republic of Texas. And for a fleeting moment, it worked. In 1837, Houston became the Republic's capital. Roads didn't reach it. Mosquitoes terrorized it. But it had something nobody else saw coming: potential. But with every dream comes destruction. Houston grew fast, but with no real plan. Hastily built. Barely regulated. Prone to flooding. And when the capital was moved to Austin 3 years later, Houston fell into obscurity. It nearly became a ghost town. Then, something changed in the shadows of war and industry. In the early 1900s, a discovery outside of town would change Houston's fate forever. Oil. On January 10, 1901, the Spindletop Gusher erupted near Beaumont, just 90 miles east of Houston. 150 feet into the air, black gold filled Texas skies. In that split second, Texas and Houston transformed into the energy capital of the world. Houston moved fast. Faster than anyone else. Railroads were built. Shipping channels were dredged. By 1914, the Houston Ship Channel opened, turning this inland city into an international port overnight. Houston was not just surviving now. It was rising. But everything, always, came at a cost. Tear off calendar 4. Chronological breakdown, from bayous to rockets. Let's walk through the pivotal moments of Houston's history. 1836, the founding. Augustus and John Allen purchase land and name it Houston. Initially just a plot with a dream, they advertise it across the U.S. as a land of opportunity, even as it floods regularly. 1837 to 1840, Houston becomes the capital. Newly born Republic of Texas names Houston its capital. Sam Houston himself works in the first Capitol building, a two-story wooden structure prone to leaks and surrounded by wilderness. 1861 to 1865, Civil War and its cost. Houston, like much of Texas, joins the Confederacy. Growth stalls. Union blockades choke off ports. After the war, the city struggles with racial tension and economic ruin. 1901, the oil boom. The Spindletop oil well erupts. While not inside Houston, its impact shakes the city to life. Energy companies flock to Houston. Refineries bloom along the ship channel. 1914 to 1917, World War I and the ship channel. The completion of the ship channel transforms everything. Goods, weapons, oil all flow through Houston. Its proximity to oil gives it national importance. 1930s, the Great Depression. Like the rest of America, Houston feels the sting. But massive public works, including expansion of the ship channel and parks, employ thousands. Slowly, the city stabilizes. 1940s, World War II and industrial supremacy. Houston shipyards go into overdrive. Liberty ships and tankers are built. Women work in refineries. African Americans contribute massively to the war effort, but segregation still looms. 1961, NASA comes to town. Friends, this is Houston's turning point. President John F. Kennedy chooses Houston as the home of NASA's Manned Spaceflight Center. It's renamed later as the Johnson Space Center, honoring LBJ, a Texan. Suddenly, Houston becomes the future. 1969, Houston, the world is watching. July 20th. Armstrong lands on the moon. The words aren't from Cape Canaveral, they're spoken from Houston. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. It's more than a line. It's history. And Houston is the voice of humanity touching another world. 1980s, oil collapse. Crude drops. Thousands lose jobs. Downtown becomes a ghost zone. Banks shutter, real estate crashes. This would have crushed other cities. But not this one. Houston survives, diversifies its industries, grows in medicine, biotech, aerospace, and finance. 2001 to 2022, disasters and resilience. Enron scandal. Hurricane Katrina and Rita. 2017's Hurricane Harvey, 53 inches of rain. 2021's shocking Texas winter blackout. And through it all, Houston rebuilds. What truly defines Houston isn't oil or rockets, it's people. Play button the immigrant story. Vietnamese refugees after the war. Central American families escaping civil conflict. African Americans from the Deep South. South Asians, Iranians, West Africans. Nowhere else in the US has such a rich mix. Today, over 145 languages are spoken in Houston. It's the most diverse city in America. More than New York. Play button the medical frontier. The Texas Medical Center isn't just big, it's the largest in the world. Life-saving surgeries, transplants, COVID treatments, cancer breakthroughs happen here. And behind every one of them, a story of hope, tears, sometimes loss, but often life. Play button Hurricane Harvey, 2017. 53 inches of rain in 4 days. Entire neighborhoods underwater. Elderly trapped. Families on their roofs. But across the city, strangers became neighbors. People formed human chains in floodwaters. Volunteers in boats rescued thousands. Houston rose from every disaster, stronger, smarter, more determined. After Harvey, floodplain reform became law. Urban planners now include resiliency and equity. Solar and wind energy have joined oil and gas in the city's economy. NASA's return with Artemis isn't just symbolic. This time, the destination is Mars. And Houston, again, will be humanity's voice in the void. So, what do we learn from Houston? It's not about perfection. Houston isn't polished. It's messy, chaotic, loud, and constantly in motion. It floods. It burns. It grows too fast. But it refuses to die. It adapts. From muddy bayou dreams to moonwalks and Mars missions, from freed slaves building neighborhoods to refugees opening restaurants. Houston is a living lesson in survival. Don't bet against it. Ever.